Hi there. Let's dive straight into this Bitcoin halving and break it down. There are only 21 million Bitcoins ever, which means scarcity is built right into its DNA. And you know what happens when something's in short supply, right? That's right, prices tend to go up. Bitcoin has been on a tear lately, riding a strong uptrend since late 2022. But here's the kicker: why the sudden stall? Let's rewind a bit and unpack what led to this rally in the first place. To get to the bottom of this, we need to tap into some insights from none other than Kathy Wood. She's been dropping some serious knowledge bombs, and trust me, it's not the same old song and dance you hear from everyone else. So, what's her take on all this? She's got some interesting points to make. Have you ever noticed how Bitcoin's movements seem to dance to the beat of the Nasdaq? It's like they're doing a synchronized tango, but Kathy thinks there's more to it than just market whims. She's pointing fingers at liquidity and good old-fashioned speculation. It's like a game of financial cat and mouse with the Federal Reserve pulling strings in the background. But here's where things get really intriguing. Kathy's connecting the dots between Bitcoin's rise and global currency devaluations. Take a look around. Nigeria's Naira is taking a nosedive. Egypt just hit the devaluation button, and Argentina is on a never-ending devaluation roller coaster. It's like a worldwide currency meltdown, and Bitcoin seems to be emerging as the ultimate lifeboat. But hold on, it's not just about fleeing sinking currencies. Bitcoin is also flexing its muscles as a hedge against economic chaos. Do you remember when US regional banks hit the skids? Bitcoin swooped in like a financial superhero, surging 40% in the blink of an eye. And here's the kicker: Bitcoin doesn't play the counterparty risk game. It's like the lone wolf of the financial world, standing strong against the tide. Now, you might be wondering, is this all just folks speculating on currency fluctuations? Kathy doesn't think so. She sees it as a global insurance policy against rogue regimes and disastrous fiscal policies. It's like people everywhere are saying, hey, I need to safeguard my wealth against the madness unfolding around me. So, why is there a sudden stall in Bitcoin's price? It's a question that's been bouncing around a lot lately. Maybe it's just catching its breath after a meteoric rise, or perhaps there's more to the story waiting to be unraveled. One thing's for sure: with Bitcoin, there's always a twist just around the corner. But what happens to Bitcoin after the halving? It's a topic that's been buzzing in the cryptocurrency community, and for good reason. Thankfully, we've got Ian Rogers, Ledger's Chief Experience Officer, ready to shed some light on the matter. Now, when you think about the halving, what comes to mind? For many, it's a time of heightened anticipation, a moment when everyone scrambles to grab a piece of the pie as the supply of Bitcoin becomes even more limited. And you know what that means: prices tend to soar. But, according to Ian, the halving is more than just a chance to score some extra crypto. It's an opportunity to delve deeper into the inner workings of Bitcoin itself. Ian draws a fascinating parallel between Bitcoin and precious metals. You see, just like gold or silver, the more Bitcoin is mined, the tougher it gets to mine more. It's like Mother Nature's way of saying, hey, you can't have it all. And as we approach this upcoming halving, Ian points out something pretty extraordinary. We're in uncharted territory. Picture this: we're hitting all-time highs left, right, and center. Weekly, monthly, quarterly, you name it. And that's not something you see every day. Historically, after such record-breaking streaks, Bitcoin has seen an appreciation of around 300%. Now that's where things get really intriguing. Ian highlights the miners, the unsung heroes of the crypto world. These folks have been doubling down on their investments, banking on Bitcoin's price to skyrocket, and guess what? It looks like their gamble is paying off big time. But hold your horses. What happens to these miners once the halving kicks in and their profits take a nosedive? It's a question that's been lingering in the back of many minds. With profits potentially shrinking by 50%, miners are facing a tough road ahead. Yet, as with any challenge, there's bound to be innovation and adaptation along the way. Right now, miners are looking at a break-even cost of around $32,000 per Bitcoin, but hold on to your hats, because after the halving, that number is set to double to a whopping $64,000. Supply and demand dynamics are about to kick into high gear, and Bitcoin is at the center of it all. Now, if you're trying to gauge what happens next in the Bitcoin universe, just take a peek at what the miners are up to. These folks are the heartbeat of the crypto world, and their actions speak volumes about the future. You see, despite the looming halving and its potential impact on profitability, miners have been doubling down on their investments all year long. Even back in January, when Bitcoin was flirting with the $40,000 to $50,000 range, miners were busy stocking up, betting on Bitcoin's price to surpass that $64,000 mark, and boy did their gamble pay off. With Bitcoin now hovering around the $70,000 mark, it's clear that their foresight was spot on. Here's where things get really interesting. After the halving, the daily creation of new Bitcoins will drop from around 900 to just 450. It's a significant decrease, but there's more. Enter the Bitcoin ETFs, driving a daily demand of approximately 2,500 Bitcoins. Now, let's do some quick math. With only 21 million Bitcoins ever to exist and nearly 19.5 million already in circulation, it's clear that we're dealing with a finite resource. Add in the EFT-driven demand and the impending supply shock of the halving, you've got a recipe for some serious market dynamics. Bitcoin has been around for a solid 15 years, which means it's been through the ringer and emerged stronger for it. We've seen these cycles play out time and again. However, past performance doesn't always predict future outcomes. It's quite a spectacle, isn't it? Bitcoin soaring to unprecedented heights just as the buzz around the ETF launch reaches a fever pitch. It's like watching history unfold before our eyes. The ETF, with its promise of easier access to Bitcoin trading, adds a whole new layer of excitement and uncertainty to the mix. But let's not get ahead of ourselves. While Bitcoin's recent surge may give the impression of an unstoppable ascent, the reality is far more nuanced. Like any market, cryptocurrency experiences its fair share of ups and downs. It's a wild ride with periods of steady growth punctuated by sudden spikes and dips, yet it's this very volatility that keeps us on the edge of our seats, eagerly anticipating the next twist and turn. Now on to the hot topic of the halving. It's scheduled for this month of April. It's a momentous event that has experts and enthusiasts alike buzzing with speculation. Some argue that with the limited supply of 21 million Bitcoins, the price can only go one way: up. It's a simple equation of supply and demand, they say. Others, however, take a more holistic view, seeing Bitcoin not just as an investment, but as a symbol of digital ownership in an increasingly virtual world. And they have a point. In an age where streaming has replaced owning physical copies of music, Bitcoin represents a new frontier in digital ownership. Its scarcity, akin to that of precious metals, adds to its allure and value. Make no mistake, Bitcoin's future is anything but certain. Market dynamics, technological advancement, and global economic factors all play a role in shaping its trajectory. Whether you're a seasoned investor or a curious newcomer, one thing is clear: Bitcoin's journey is far from over. It's a thrilling ride full of twists and turns, but one thing's for sure: Bitcoin is here to stay, and its impact on the world of finance and technology will continue to grow. So buckle up and stay tuned for daily updates as we navigate this exciting journey together. Your guide to all things Bitcoin, right here. Have a great day.